Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming again and again. Today I will be sharing one powerful hack that has helped me to live a productive life all year round. I've used it for several years and it has worked for me, and I thought, why not share it with you guys? And that is stock taking. As the year is coming to an end, I feel like it's necessary for us to evaluate our lives and see how far we've come and to know where we will be headed. And what I usually do is that before the year ends, say between November, December, that is my very sober month. You don't plan a year in the same year, you plan a year ahead of the year. One thing I find quite interesting is that companies have retreats. They have half-year retreats, annual retreats, quarterly retreats. They have 5-year strategy, 1-year strategy, 2-year strategy, 10-year strategy. Most of these things, this planning process is to help them to be aware of the whole economic situation, financial situation. So they look at their inner strengths, the threats in the market, the weaknesses, the opportunities in the market. So they do not plan for a year in that year. And if companies who are not expected to, they are expected to live forever, but we know that companies die from time to time, have this brilliant idea to, plan ahead. Why not we as humans do the same? Why not we adopt the same? And I find it quite important that as humans, it's good to stock take, to plan your life ahead of the time. And so that's what I do. And it's November. Today is like the 3rd day of November. By the time you're watching this video, it might be December, or I don't know. Or I think that if I would definitely put this video up before the end of the year. And so whenever you get this video, I think it's important that you stock take to evaluate your life. And the beautiful thing about life is that man is a tripartite being. We have a spirit, we live in a body, and we have a soul. So man is a spirit, has a soul, and lives in a body. And so when you are evaluating your life, you're not just looking at one aspect of your life, you're looking at yourself in a holistic form. You look at every aspect of your life. You look at your personal life, your family, your career. You look at your spiritual life, your relationship with God. How did it fare this year? And then you look at your body, your life health wise. How did you take care of your body? What things did you do? What could you do best? What things did you do good? What things did you do? What things did you do that were great? What lessons did you learn? Like, it is important that you evaluate every aspect of your life, your career, your relationship with family and friends, your relationship with yourself, how you improved your soul, how you improved your intellectual mind, and what you did to your body this year. Are you one step closer to the grave or one step away? Because some of the steps that we take, some of the actions, the things that we take into our body can affect our life. And if you're already like jeopardizing your health, you might not live long to achieve all of your goals. So it's important that you take a holistic approach, look at everything about your life, and see what you can do better in the coming year. Because every year, I used to say this, that there's nothing new about a new year. I know people, January 1st, many people say Happy New Year, which is very good. I mean, thank God you made it to the new year. But the year is the same as the old year. You have the same calendar months, the same days, except for a leap year though. So everything is going to remain the same. The only thing that will change is what you do. So why not plan ahead, which is what we'll be discussing today. So I'm going to be sharing some tips for stock taking. The first tip will be to journal. You need to journal. You need to have a book. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. Which I believe that whatever you write, you would not forget, because come 3 years, come 5 years, come 1 month, you can always go back to what you wrote, then check what is. So if you can have a journal, that would be great. If you want to use your phone has got notes where you can like put some things. As long as you know you can back it up, you can always refer to that. So that's good. So, but you must journal. You need to journal. You need to pen it down. You need to write it down. And so the first step is to journal, and then you start your journaling by embracing gratitude. So when you are evaluating your year, when you are taking stock, when you're trying to self-reflect, it's not a time to, it's not, the first step would not be to murmur or to complain or feel bad about yourself or to compare. It's a time of gratitude. Thank God. I believe in thanking God. I don't take stock taking casually. I take it spiritually. Like, I self-reflect. I focus on God as the ultimate source, because without God, I would not even be taking stock in the first place. So I try to have a moment of worship, of when I just thank God for everything that has happened in my life, like the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, every single thing. For me to even be standing to evaluate my years, because God has been so gracious and merciful to me. So I start with gratitude. Um, After I've worshipped and all of that, sometimes God gives me instruction on how to end the year. I mean, I think last year He told me to fast the whole of December. I literally fasted the whole of December. I think Christmas Day I also fasted, but maybe I like broke early, maybe one or two or so. So it depends on whatever instruction God gives you or however you want to take that. But me, I don't take my stock taking casually. I don't plan my year casually. I plan it with God. And so I start with, first of all, evaluating the current year. And I do that with journaling, gratitude, appreciating God for that. And then talk about every positive thing that you did that year. Focus on every good thing that happened to you. If you can self-reflect, if you had the journal at the beginning of the year where you wrote down your goals, it might be good to just go back there and see what boxes have you ticked, what good thing have you become, what benefits, what goals have you achieved for that year. Look at that with gratitude and be appreciative and be joyous in your spirit. And then for the ones that you did not achieve, or some things that you were not able to achieve, what lessons have you learned? What hindered you? What stopped you from achieving those goals? You need to document that and then talk about what you could do better. What, from the lessons that you've learned, what can you do better in the next year? Because if you leave your year unplanned, you don't stock take, you don't reflect, you don't evaluate, you find out that you repeat the same mistake the next year. So it will be best to look at, with a joyous attitude, look at what you did well, what you couldn't do well, and then what you could do better. I think that's like the first step in stock taking. So after that, you go on a prayerful reflection. That's what I do. You can do whatever suits you best. But I go on a prayerful reflection, appreciating God for the positive outcomes, for everything that He made me to do, for every step that I took, for every battle that I won, for every hurdle and challenge that I overcame. I appreciate God for that. And for the negative outcomes, I still thank God for it, because there were lessons that I've learned from it. So I just prayerfully reflect on everything that has happened and pray that the same mistake that I made in the current year, I wouldn't make it the next year. So I prayerfully commit it to God, and I prayerfully seek His face, counsel about what He would like me to do, even in the remaining part of the year and the coming year. So that's a time of worship, of prayer. So while people are jumping or agitated, tensed, I am in this prayerfully sober mood, thanking God for the coming year. So it would be good to also prayerfully reflect on your everything that has happened that year and what you could do better in the coming year. And then the final thing that you need to do if you want to stock take would be to set new goals for the coming year. What are the outcomes? What do you expect to achieve in the coming year? And you have to be specific. Set SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Put that in your journal as well and prayerfully do this. That's what I do. If you're not religious, you can do what works best for you. But I prayerfully set new goals in my marriage. If you're married, your relationship goals, you can set that for yourself. Set career goals. What do you want to achieve this coming year? How can you achieve them? I set goals in my for my health, how I want to take care of my body, what outcomes or goals I want for my body. I talk about my spiritual life, how I want my relationship with God to be, what sacrifices do I want to make, what financial outcomes do I expect, how do I contribute, every single thing. You can budget, you can pray about, you can set the goals for the coming year. and you can just have like this template of every, like a template for every aspect of your life, your spiritual life, your emotional life, your intellectual life, and your body, like your physical life. So you can like break them into segments and set new outcomes, new goals, while prayerfully believing that God would give you the grace to even see that year. Because if you are not alive, you will not even be able to achieve those goals. So prayerfully set out the new outcomes for the coming year, and you could actually wait till the end of, let me say, end of December, or whatever time works best for you. I think it's always best to do that before the coming year, and let the activities, like, so I'm always very sensitive towards the year end. Everything can be a signal, everything can be a sign. So I try to pick out those signs, like as God is speaking to me, like do this. Like I prayerfully set out the new goals. God is telling me do this. Like, so I don't rush into setting out those goals. I can use like a whole month to decide on the goals I want to set, and then I start writing there. And then if you're married, it'll be good to align your goals with your partner to set the goals together, or to set individual goals and then have like a combined goal for the home. So it'll be good to prayerfully do this, journal, write it down, so that by the end of the next year, if you want to look at your goals, you'll be able to say, oh, this was what I said I was going to do, this was what I was able to do. And also you could have like quarterly reviews, like every 3 months, see where you are at, where you can do better. And this is a very important way to, have a productive life, and be able to track your performance. Because if you have nothing written down, then nothing would drive you, nothing would motivate you, nothing would be like the driving force to wake up in the morning. And also, it's important that you set out the outcomes for the coming year. And I believe that if you use this hack, you'd have a productive year, and not just a productive year, but a fulfilling year that you will be proud of yourself at the end of the year. I hope this blessed you. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye.